couple of weeks ago, I did a video where I talked about recommendations that people who do studies about YouTube and look at how you get people to subscribe to you basically came out with 7 things that I wanted to share that they said will help all of us do better on YouTube. And, I offered up these tips because I've been watching a lot of those things. But you know what I also did? I just recently decided, okay, let me take a look at my page. The reason I wanted to take a quick look at my page, which I've done in the past, is because there's also a lot of people who say that the most important thing is to find one specific thing to talk about most of the time, and that's where you're going to find your success. And I got to say 2 things. One, I want to thank those of you who are more recent subscribers to the channel. Right now, I've been accumulating new subscribers at probably the fastest rate that I've ever had. And I appreciate that. I have been averaging since I started about 60 people a year. And so far this year, and we're only into the beginning of March, I've had 29 people who are new subscribers. So thank you for that. I don't know where y'all are coming from, but I hope more of you come. But the second thing is that, when you look at it overall, I think that it takes a whole lot more factors in trying to get people to subscribe to your channel than what kind of the pundits believe in. And, I'm just going to put it out there. I think that when I look at my own content and I look at what they have said you should do and what you probably shouldn't do, I've kind of broken some of their rules indirectly that have taken me into different directions. And I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. So I went to look at what my top 10 most watched videos were. And I found this interesting. My top 2 most popular videos were rants. I ranted about, Time Warner, that's what they were called at the time. Time Warner and an issue I had with them. And then I ranted a couple of weeks later about Verizon, who I had gone to because I was having an issue about them. Those are the 2 biggest videos. One of them had 49,000 views, and it's still getting views. And that video has got me the most subscribers ever for one video. And the other one I think is lingering somewhere around 25, 26,000. And you compare that to every other video in total, those 2 were the killers. Those are rants. I have not heard a single expert say that rant videos are what's going to generate your traffic, but those 2 did it. The next 5, which is very interesting, are about reviews. I've done a lot of different reviews on this channel. Not tons, it's not the thing I talk about most often, but some of the things I've done reviews on have turned out to be very big for me. I have a couple of those reviews that have had over 3,000 people who have watched them. So thank you all for that. If anyone has, subscribed because you saw one of those things, I appreciate you. But that's kind of interesting because unless you're on something like technology, like iJustine, for instance, who wouldn't want to be in a spot that iJustine is on? And for those of y'all who don't know her, go look up iJustine's channel. She's just been remarkable, and she's been remarkable for a very long time. Still, there's not a lot of folks who will sit down and review the same thing over and over and over again, different brands and such. But there are some, and some of those have done really well. But I never wanted to be a review channel because, a lot of those people end up buying a lot of this stuff so they can do the reviews. And if you're going to make your money off of that, if you know you're going to make money off of that, then that makes sense. Well, I don't have one specific thing that I want to review. What do I review? I can't review computers. I can't review music. I can't review movies or TV, a lot because I don't do a lot of that stuff often. I can't review books. I could review books, but who's going to watch that? No one's going to want to watch that. Every once in a while, I have done a book review. Almost gets no traffic whatsoever. So there's that. Then I did a video talking about why we needed to read more books. And that one almost broke the bank. I mean, you know, for me, that's, I think, 600 or 700 views. For people who wanted to look at reasons why we needed to read books. You wouldn't think you would have to tell somebody that you need to read books, but there you go. So you got that I had to deal with. Then you talk about thumbnails, because a lot of them say you have to have a proper thumbnail. It has to be bold and exciting, and you have to make sure your lighting is good. That's one of the things I mentioned in that video where I talked about it. Well, you know what? Both of those rant reviews that I did, or those rants that I had, I didn't have a proper thumbnail. That was back in the day where YouTube, actually they still do this. If you put a video up there and you don't have anything, they give you a choice of 3 pictures. I don't even know how they decide to do it, but they give you a choice of 3 pictures to pick from, and you can pick one of those, and there's your thumbnail. There's no writing on it or anything. It's just something in the video that, for whatever reason, it is flagged. Both of the rants, that's what that was. And those are my popular, those are the top. I didn't really start doing thumbnails, I don't think, until 2017, and both of those rants were done in 2015. So, you know, maybe there is a thing where if you get to be big and you know how to make real thumbnails, you know, I use, you know, Microsoft Publisher. That's the best I have. I don't know how to use Canva. I mean, I tried it, but I don't have an artistic mind. And right now, because I'm not making any money off of it, it sounds stupid to me to go out and buy some software just to create thumbnails and take a chance that I might get more people because of the thumbnail. Now, I need more than that. That's just how I am. Still, thumbnails aren't always going to get you big, great numbers. Even some of these guys who have been out there, and I'm saying guys, I mean, you know, both men and women. Some of these people who are talking about these thumbnails have also done videos where they've talked about how they had these high numbers at one point and how their traffic is starting to slide, but they're still doing these wonderful thumbnails. So I don't know about that. Then there's the conversation that says, okay, stick to one topic. You can modify yourself around it every once in a while, but the majority of your videos should be on one topic. Well, let's debunk that one. On my other channel, my other business channel, where I haven't created a new video in the longest time, overwhelmingly, more than 2/3, or about 2/3 of the videos that I did on there were on the topic of leadership. Because that was a big thing. I've written 2 books on leadership. So I wanted to do leadership. Got no traction whatsoever. They rarely showed any of those videos in the feed for any other channels. They just didn't make it. I think the most I ever had on one of those videos might have been 70 people. A lot of times I didn't break 10, which is a shame. You would think, you know, any video you put up there, if you're talking about something on a specific topic and you've put in your keywords, that you're going to at least get more than 10 people, but it doesn't always happen. But I tried that. Now look at this channel. The most videos I've done on this channel have concerned blogging or social media. Mainly blogging, however. I've done 163 videos on those topics. And I looked at blogging specifically because I've done some of the other videos in the past on YouTube, and those have done okay, you know, because people see YouTube somewhere in there, they want to at least take a look at it. But I've done a bunch of videos on blogging specifically. The most videos I ever got on a blogging video is 89. There you go. Most of them don't break 20. And I've done a ton on this subject. And you can't say, well, maybe you should have done them all on that. Goodness, I've done a bunch on blogging. That was my topic. I had my keywords in there. You know, all of these don't necessarily work just to get you there. I think there is this thing about better production. If I knew how to edit a video, maybe that gets me there. And editing, it turns out, is not just I've said a word wrong, so I'm going to say it right, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut it, and now you're going to see a jump cut. I mean, some of these folks are talking about find other videos or go out and film something for you and then add that in there, you know, blend it in there, talk over it. Once again, I am not an artist. That is not my field of expertise. I don't even play piano anymore. I don't even sing anymore. So art, I can't do that. I don't have that kind of knowledge. One of the recommendations that I saw on a different channel, however, was to send that stuff overseas or, contract it on Fiverr, and people will do that for you. And, I guess if you find the right people, that'll work, but I just don't know about that. And if any of y'all are using Fiverr for something, let me know. And I mean, not just you did a one-off or a couple of times. I mean, you're using it regular. I'd like to know that. So I think that there are some of these things that are very good to tell people. It gets you into a pattern where you stay consistent with the type of thing that you're doing. But just because you do it doesn't mean you're going to be a success. I've been on this channel, 11 years now? Look where I'm at. I haven't given up. I'm still putting these things out there. And I'm still going to keep putting these things out there because I got stuff I want to say. And I want to try to be helpful. But I also want to get some realities down there. For instance, one of the realities that I've told where I talk about the law of attraction where it says, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want to, which is not necessarily true. I use this example all the time. If you want to be the center for any professional basketball team, but you're 5'1" and you're 37 years old and you've never played basketball before, it ain't going to happen. You can work as hard as you want to. You're never going to be a center for an NBA team. Ain't going to happen. Throw that one out. Pipe dream. Go do something else. Hate to bust your bubble, but there's sometimes those things that you have to look at and say, maybe that's just something I can't do. I had to learn that with a piano concerto. Just saying. Anyway, my name is Mitch Mitchell. Y'all let me know what you think. Hope you have a wonderful week.